Hello all, welcome. This is, this is a different, this is sort of a sketch. I'm recording this now just in case something happens. I end up having to rebuild my system or whatever. I don't know. I've had a lot of unexpected things happen, so this is kind of a sketch. I was going to save this as a just a full build tour, but this build is going to be a lot larger than I expected, so consider this a sneak peek. Yeah, there's still a bunch of work left to do, and Gomez, please do not play with the dog. Not this time, not this time. So yeah, we're here at Starlight Drive-In. Sorry, I knew it started with an S. So yes, we're here at Starlight Drive-In, and I've just, again, this is just a not really a thumbnail. It's kind of a sketch. Yeah, it's one of my build sketches. I wanted to keep it as a huge surprise, but this build is taking me a lot longer to do than I expected. Just trying to get everything to fit and look and work and yada yada yada. So again, I didn't know you could move that. You just knocked it over. Okay. Well, I can't grab it, but the dog can knock it over. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. I really didn't. Okay, anyway, whatever. So, yes. What we've got here is a failure to communicate. Yeah, let's see if anybody remembers what that line is from, what movie that line is from. But yes, I thought that I would share this. The idea for this place is, well, as you can see, this was not a, please don't get and hit the camera. Okay, that's good. He jumped up and, okay. So this is basically what will be a crashed spaceship. There's going to be a number of things here. One is I can't go through the door because this is kind of in the ground, which is intentional. Yeah, I've got plans for all of this, but yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to end up in my build sketch folder or just stay on my system for a while until I actually get this whole place built. I don't know, but yes. So I added landing gear to, well, I added I added wheels to the broken landing gear, and you know, here's another piece of the broken landing gear, and here's another one. However, after they did crash, the inhabitants, the crew of this ship, and that currently I cannot remove that. That doesn't help. That doesn't help either. Okay, well, you're just gonna have to trust me. That dish up there, that disc, the UFO, and the name, Starlight is actually the name of the ship. Thank you, Gomez. Please do not get in front. That's the name of the ship, the Starlight. And that is a damaged shield generator and sensor array. That's why it's all kind of crooked and cockeyed. But the crew of this ship, after it crash landed here, were able to at least get the weapon systems on this ship to work again, or to continue working. So this place still does have a lot of defense. And I did not expect you to do that. And I did not expect that to happen. But when we do an actual real world tour, you're not going to do that. Well, I mean, it still might work, as, you know, the engineers need to, you know, exit and repair that. But for the most part, I'll fiddle with that. This is basically the engine room and stuff, the engineering section. There's going to be a lot more stuff in here. This is, I could probably scrap it. I am not going to. Yeah, I can scrap a lot of this. Yeah, I am not going to. I'm actually going to build onto this. The plan for this kind of will make sense, but I'm not scrapping any of that. I'm basically going to try and add to most of this. I might scrap that stuff, though. Probably scrap that stuff. What? Okay, yes. So, I can use the wood. Wow, I was not paying attention for a bit. I was like, how, you know, I'm going to put engines and reactors back here, but they're really going to just come clipping out through the back wall. No, they're not. Because the wall still goes a little further. So, okay. I'm probably going to add some more of this stuff, because this has been here for a long time. 100 plus years. Probably 100 years. Now, the plan for this is that the survivors eventually, they stuck around this ship hoping for someone to come rescue them. Nothing has happened yet. Oh, and here's some more landing gear. They did try to land in one piece. How are these balls? Can anyone just... Huh. Yeah, I didn't realize these things had physics on them. Unless it has something to do with one of my mods. I don't know. I really don't know anymore. Anyway, yes, so the point is, the survivors started, they did scrap what they could and rebuilt what they could, but eventually we're a couple of generations in. 3? I think we're on the 3rd generation. So they're kind of doing what they can by building homes and being a little more, honestly, a little more primitive. This is just kind of a placeholder, so, you know, I can sleep in it and, you know, stuff, but this is a placeholder, and I plan to build a lot more of these types of homes around this area. And that's one of the reasons why this place is taking so long to build, is I started building this place, and then I thought, oh, wait a minute, you know, maybe I should actually kind of work on the ship. the crashed ship and before I start doing doing the housing. So yeah, I kind of did that. And so everyone's still kind of basically primitive. Slightly advanced, but mostly primitive-ish. But what caused their crash was this. And this is going to take a while to build. But, you know, I just, yeah, this is fun. I'm doing what I can with what I got, but also having things to try to make sense. So basically the point of this was that it came, slammed into the ground here, and then just kind of skidded into the wall. So that's why we have this big old, basically bunch of broken pipes that are filling this up and keeping it full. But then we've got the damaged ship there. I do know that there are some issues, and I'm going to do what I can with them. But yes, I did want to record this kind of thumbnail-ish. Again, just in case something happens. God, I really hope nothing does. Maybe, if something bad happens, it will at least give me an idea of what I was trying to do, how I was starting it, and how far I got, and kind of give me some ideas for how to build it again in a different build, worst case. So, I'm kind of thinking this is going to be, basically this is the pilot section / maybe the captain's section, pilot section. There's going to be a couple of computers and such like that in here. Back here is going to be where the additional crew were. I'm not sure about this. I might just make this solid. The mod that I use this from seems to just make both sides get the same stuff. Both sides get the same windows, both sides get the same doors if they open, or just solid walls if they don't, in which case then the crew would be coming out through the engineering section, which is not horrible. Got ourselves a spacey power armor system. This is probably going to be kind of a mixture of, well, this area. It's going to be a mixture of like the, thank you, Gomez. Just, yes, please, just come over here. The galley, that's the word I was looking for. The galley, I was thinking mess hall. The galley and a medical bay. And then through here is going to be computers and workstations for the rest of the crew. And yeah. So, and then the current idea is that, yes, the crew did scavenge the nearby area that they could to fix what they could, but they couldn't, or they did as best they could, but whatever, they're still kind of stuck here, waiting and doing the best they can, but they kind of got knocked into a stone age. Yes, there are other things around, but they kind of don't want to travel too far in case the rescue ships come and they want to make sure they get everybody on board. So they kind of don't go too far. Yes, Gomez. So, yeah, that's basically the plan for that. I know, right? So, yes. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I hope I'll be able to finish this. If not, maybe this will give other people some ideas. I don't know. This is a sketch. I hope I can finish it. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. Be excellent to each other and to yourself. Party on. Bye.